how do you see the Europeans moving forward from here? Because before you mentioned these 300 billions which have been frozen, the Europeans have already stolen a lot of the proceeds from this, the interest. But but I have the impression that a lot of that they have dipped into some of these funds already. I'm not sure if you have any overview over the extent to which they've already taken some or using it, or how is this working?
Well, allegedly, they have only used the interest on those funds, which they, for some reason, think that they're entitled to, that's okay, but it's not. It's sketchy because obviously they're going to hide this. They're not going to, this is theft. This is theft, and this is, European governments basically vacating their own laws and creating terrible precedents because, any foreign entity, Brazil, China, India, Saudi Arabia, who might have assets in European banks, they're going to take note, and they're going to realize that these people are dishonest and that you cannot rely on them, and then they will not invest in Europe, right? But I think that you're right, because according to information that I have been able to find, about $71 billion worth of Russian frozen assets were supposed to be held in France. But now it appears that that number is only 25 billion. So it's unclear how that figure went down from 70 to 25. But it's very likely that the Macron government decided to help themselves, which is why maybe explains why Macron has been so enthusiastic for this war and so panicked by the prospect of losing the war, because then they'll have to pay up. If the hostilities end, if the peace is concluded, and if the sanctions on Russia start to be lifted, then this money is going to have to be returned to Russia. And so then that's going to reveal that maybe Macron and his government have been taking advantage of this and stealing Russian assets.